The older I get, the more it seems compulsive, almost demanding for me to try to impart some pieces of wisdom to our young people. And sometimes I feel like I'm bailing the ocean with a teacup, but that doesn't give you an excuse for not trying. And I'm going to talk to you. It really is a piece of wisdom that could make a difference in your life if you could hear me. It's an obscure text from Philippians chapter 2. It's not a Bible teaching. It's a life purpose that I'm after. And Apostle Paul really been through a tough time, and then he says to the writers at Philippians, I want to find that which Christ had in his mind when he arrested me. I am not exaggerating when it just leaped off the page for me. I hope it does for you, but I suddenly saw something that was more profound than I could ever understand, and it's almost hidden. What is that? Paul says, I want to know that. And so the word that lodged in my spirit, lodged in my mind, in my emotions, and I begin to understand something of what he is wanting to impart. And maybe he isn't imparting, maybe he's just giving his witness, but he says, I want to know what God had in his mind when he arrested me. And one of the hardest things in life is to find purpose. For me, I have had a purpose that has driven me with joy for many, many years. My spiritual birthday, and 67 years of walking with the Lord, and the thing that kept me was purpose. And when I started asking, inquiring, investigating, what is that God had in his mind when he arrested Bob Mumford, a whole pile of stuff started to come down, and I found a purpose for my life. I was trying to be everything. I was going to be a successful businessman. I wanted to be a doctor. I was offered to be a surgeon. God paid my way through the whole thing. But none of that touched me where I really lived. And then the whole concept of that started to touch me, and I started to pray that. And I hope this sounds right, but or acceptable to you. But when I found that, it was something like a soul doctor. I was called to speak to men and women about the condition and their soul and their spirit. And it has been the most rewarding, God-honoring, delightful journey. To say it hasn't been tough would be dishonest, but the sheer reward was unbelievable. And I am asking you straight up, would you hear me and try this with me? I don't know how old you are, where you live, but I am telling you clear, if you would start saying to God the Father, I want to know for myself, what is that? What have you determined or assessed or predisposed me to do that would give me the kind of reward and satisfaction, fulfillment, joy that belongs to me as one of your kids.